next trainer.
Hello, everyone. I am back. Thank you, Perla. I appreciate the introduction. And I am so excited to teach you guys about Exotica. I'm going to share my screen pretty soon, but I did want to mention, Perla, I'm excited to go on that trip, even if it's imaginary. All right. So let me share my screen. All right, we're going to talk about Exotica, guys. How many of you have heard about it? Heard of Exotica? What is it? Do you know? Okay, you've heard of it. What have you heard? What do you know? Tell me what you know. Yes, tours. You like my room? Thanks. Love Exotica. Yes, excursions. It's new to some of you. Okay, this is good. All right. Well, I actually had the opportunity and honor to go on an Exotica trip. This is me in Greece last month. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my experience using Exotica as a supplier and um, a little bit about how we use them and my like what did I do there, and then also how I use the tool. All right, so let's get into it. Are we recording?
Yes, it's recording.
Okay, thanks. All right, so Exotica, we have the company, the package, and the site and the experience. So I'm going to talk to you about these four things today, just so you can get a high level overview of what it is. I definitely encourage each and every one of you, after when you do your homework, just dive into it a little bit. All right, I had the pleasure of going to an Exotica event a couple of weeks ago after I returned from my trip. And it just solidified how great of a partner they are. They offer full commission, guys, on all components, including taxes. Okay, so that means if you are booking with Exotica, all entire package, which means flight. Most times we do not get commission on flights, but if you have a flight and you have a tour package, which includes hotels, it includes the sometimes the meals, it includes the transfers, all of those things, and the taxes. You get paid commission on the total. Isn't that awesome? Like, this is not like break it up and then there's these you know, non-commissionable fees, not with Exotica. Then there's special rates for travel advisors, and they have amazing customer service as well as a loyalty program. What I want to really help you guys pay attention to is there's Black Friday. There is Black Friday opportunities on the Exotica site right now. And what I would encourage you to do is go on there, take a look at them, because they're offering a top-up program which offers you additional commission on what you're already going to make. So if you have clients that are thinking about, what I want to go somewhere in 2025, not sure where, or they say they want to go to Spain and they have no idea what they want to do in Spain. This is for those clients that say, I want to go to a country, and there's so many cities in the country. That's like saying, I want to go, dropping water into the ocean. Like, what? There's so much that you can pick from. Well, this is where you can say, I can find you a package on Spain. And this is also for those clients that can spend an extended amount of time. So for Greece, I was there 11 days. So that's an extended period of time. This is not a 7-day turnaround trip, because a lot of people are going abroad. And I think what's great about that is because they offer you the travel time, right? And then you can have the bookends are the travel days, and then you have a nice time to actually be on and touring and doing your excursions. They also have live onboarding training sessions, And then there's instant quotes. So it's a trusted advisor. We 24-hour assistance, English speaking guides, as well as there's Spanish speaking guides. You just have to ask if there's a special language that you want it in. Guaranteed departures. What I also like is there's a lot of tour companies out there that if they need 20 people to travel on that tour. And if maybe 6 people, they don't fill the tour and they don't get 6 spots filled, they actually call you and cancel. And they say, we can't, the tour is not full. With Exoticca, all you need is 2. So you and someone else completes a tour. So that's amazing because you don't have to go, well, I was really hoping that I can go on this tour and I'm crossing my fingers that it doesn't cancel. So this is almost like you're a guarantee to go on that trip. And then what I'm excited about that they have group travel. I didn't always see group travel in Exoticca, but from the meeting that I had the opportunity to go with, you could see some of my fellow TK folks in here with the leaders of Exoticca. We were able to learn that there's refundable deposits starting at $250. This is great to secure a group. And there's so much information. I can go down a rabbit hole in regards to groups in Exoticca, but check that out on the site. They're all everything's part of the booking, the flights, the add-ons, and everything. You also can get 1 TC credit, and a TCC credit is like a credit for you as a travel agent for every 20 guests. So that could mean you could go to this to Greece or whatever that tour is with the 20 guests at no cost. That's what a credit, this credit can offer you. Or if you don't want to use it, you can get 50% of that TC discount for the group, for groups of like 10 to 20. So if you have less than that, you're still winning. All right, guys. So who's excited? Want to learn more? Yes, yes. All right. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the travel packages. I'm going to go to the Exoticca live site for this so that you can see what amazing travel packages they have to offer. All right, we have, this is the site. And as a travel agent, you're going to register for this site. This is in the Travel Cafe. Go there and register for under the suppliers, and you can get a sign on to Exoticca. The way that I know that I'm signed on as a travel agent and not just on the consumer site is this banner at the bottom here, that's in green. So it says my name and my agent information, and that's great. I'm going to turn your attention to, before we get into the so talking about the deals, is the advisor information. That's all right here. So we're going to go. I just wanted to, that's not really intuitive, and I was looking for it, but you'd have to click on it and it'll take you into your portal. So this is all, look at this, 70% off, guys. These are hot deals right now, and they're not going to last long. Going to, this is unheard of, Portugal for 9 days. Really? $1,100? And remember, I told you this is flights included. This is per person, flights included. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like to explore this deal. So first of all, you're going to look through, they have some amazing pictures, and entertain this for yourself. I was kind of like, let me dream about the trip myself. And then if I like it, I can definitely sell it, right? All right, so here we go. We have coastal cities and cultural treasures in 9 days, 7 nights destination. Then we've got all of these trip highlights is where they're going. The flights are included, the transfers. That means transportation from the airport to the hotel, the activities, breakfast every single day that you're there is included. You've got the some flexibility on departure dates. You can do solo traveling, but it's going to cost you additional. And they have categories, guys. This is pretty important. The price that you see up here isn't a phenomenal price, but it is a charmed rate. And they call them charmed, which pretty much means economy. If you're fine with that, that's great. I did Superior for my example, for my trip, because you have to consider in Europe and different places, the 3-star that we have here in America is not always a 3-star somewhere else. So I wanted accommodations that I can speak to when I'm talking to clients. And so it also helps the commissions if it's Superior and not charmed, right? So if you wanted to go on your trip, you can, this is the everything charm included. If you wanted to do Superior, it's going to be $300 more per person. Luxury, it's going to be $600 more per person. I love that we have options. So the first thing you do is you're going to click here to see the dates. And what I like is it's so intuitive. It's like, here's some dates. It puts you where you are currently, but we're going to pick something in 2025, and we're going to, can't see the screen? Oh. Okay, so it's just for some of you. Okay, you guys can see it? Okay, great. So you can see that for some of the dates, there is best pricing. Isn't that great? It's telling you, and if you go on Wednesdays, you're going to get really good pricing. If you go on a Tuesday, it's going to be a little more, and then that's fine. So here we go. Well, let's go a little further out. Let's pick maybe March. Same pricing. Well, ooh, February's got 1,400. Let's do this one. Now it's going to take us to the flights. And it's going through all of the carriers that they have contracts and alliances with. So it's looking for some flights. And once again, this is going to be something where they're going to pick some flights, and you can pick what works best for you. So this one, it says that 1 carry-on luggage and only, and then no check bag. I don't know about you, but I need a bag when I go to a foreign country. I cannot just do a carry-on for what? 9 nights? Are you kidding me? All right, so here we go. We click on more, and we can look to see if we can get a bag. And you can look at all of these flights, and you can keep clicking to get more results. But see, what you have to consider is that it's probably going to cost some more money. And do think you have the option to do it without flights, but that's a whole nother training. And I will talk about trainings in a minute. All right, I'm being picky and running out of time. So let's go to United right here. And this tells you the stops and the amount of time, and it tells you, yeah, how long it's going to be, what your layover is, and all of that. So we're just going to go ahead and pick this one. No, all departures are not out of LAX. That was a default for me. Good question. So that was we can go back and and here is where it defaulted to that for me, because I already had Los Angeles in there, but you can definitely change it. See right here where it says Los Angeles? We can click and we can change to this city, any city. So like if it was Chicago, then we can press Chicago. And then what it's going to do is it's going to grab the dates for there. Yeah, you can leave from anywhere. Exoticca, great question. Is this US only? I have access to the US only site, but I just heard that travel agents, if you had agents that were in different countries and you needed them to open it up to another country for you, you could. Now, let's say the Australia agents or the Mexico agents that have access to Exoticca, they're going to have different cities available to them, and different departure cities than I would. All right. So then we have, let's see, $1,400. This is $1,200 one here. This is leaving like next month. Doing multi-city, yes, Lee, they also have in Australia. Doing multi-city, it like Vax, no. So what I want to help you understand is they have already created the package. So there are no customizations for Exoticca. This is a package that they have together already, ready to go. And the only customization you could do is maybe change it from Charm to Superior, or you can change the flights that you would like to take, that type of thing. So we're going to go ahead and take what flight they gave us, and then we're going to go here and we can see if we wanted to add on an extra night. Isn't that cool? You can add on an extra night. And then here, Charmed is included, just like I mentioned earlier. And then you have the Superior category where you can have $200 additional per person. Look what happens when you, so you have the room types. This is included. It tells you that the price isn't going to go up. It's going to stay the same. If you wanted to do early check-in, you definitely could do that. The options are great. Look, there's excursions, two excursion package right here. $136 a person if you wanted to add this on. And they'll plop it in the day that you're going to be at that specific location. You've got dinner. So these are extras if you wanted to add them. Now, if you want to just go straight ahead with what they offer, you can do that. So if you wanted to pick, we're going to go ahead with the Charm category and not add anything and press continue. And then we have the contact information, enter in all of that, passenger information. This is your flight from Chicago, and it has all your information, trip for two. This is your total. Isn't that great? This is your itinerary, guys. It tells you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to fly in, you're going to leave Chicago, and you're going to get to Lisbon. And then you're going to, these are all the cities that you're going to visit and the days that you're going to visit them. Gives you your flight information, and you can press continue. Yes, there's some places that are not accessible. All right, so that's a little bit about the site. If you go in and you put in all your information, you can actually download the itinerary by clicking here. And now I have my itinerary and it looks beautiful. Look at that. Portugal, 9 days, eight nights, the destination. This is everything included. And it shows your flight, when you get there. Yes, there's also a downloadable app. I love that, Kim. Thank you. What I wanted to show you is you have your tours. This is all included. This tour, this panoramic tour is included. So there are tours that you can add and there's tours that are included. So every day you have the opportunity to do something, but there are some free days, which I actually loved. I thought ideally, oh, I want to be going. I want to see something every day. But realistically, it did not work out for me. And I'm so glad we had some free days. So when you have a charm category, it's going to show you the hotels that they're thinking of putting you in. Now, notice it says this hotel or similar. What they're trying to tell you is they're going to go to the supplier and see if there's rooms on this date. If there's not, they're going to go to the something similar to that. So this is nice to have because you can look these you can look up these hotels, you can get to know them for yourself, and you can see, if you do you like them or not. You really can't change them because once again, they're curating the tour and the experience for you. I would say if you find any ratings about these hotels and you're concerned about it, then you up your category to superior. So it enters all of the flight information for you as well. And you have an itinerary that you can have for yourself or you can send it to your client. Look good? Yes, you can add travel protection. So that's a little bit about the packages. And then I wanted to talk more about the system. The tool itself, you saw how intuitive it is. It's easy to use. It's click of a button. The calendar comes up for you. You can just click on that and see, what type of tour you want and what date you want and all of that. So, and then we also, as I think Kim mentioned, there's an app, which is awesome because it allows you to be able to have it on your phone. I didn't have the app when I was on my tour, and that was just a month ago. And I heard during the conference that it's becoming a little more robust. So with the itinerary, the details, and the flight changes. I used Travefy. I loaded in my itinerary in Travefy, and I was notified of delays and flights and all of that. And that's a whole nother training, but I'm an advocate for Travefy. And the other thing is the live trainings. Let me show you guys the system. And I mentioned before, the Travel Advisor site. If you go right here and click Travel Advisor, it's going to take you into your specific portal, right? This is for you. It's going to give you your booking information if you have any bookings, your commission, your group bookings, your rewards, which is awesome to get. There's a top-up program. So you can, let's say you did a Black Friday sale, and someone put down a deposit for that or paid the pay the I think it's 60% you have to put down. They pay that, and then you have a booking. Then you get extra commission, which is a reward. But they also have it if you finish a training, guys. You can get $200 extra commission. Look at that, $200 top up commission for taking a training. I think all of us should do this, right? All of us should get in there and do a training. This is an onboarding training, and it's with someone on Zoom. So it's a guided training. And let's say if you do the guided training, and you click on it and it's a Calendly site. So you literally can schedule it whenever it is most convenient for you. And for $200, let's do it. All right. Self-training. Look at all of this access we have. We have the dashboard that we were just in. But what I really like is the marketing materials. I didn't even know we had marketing materials. We got social media, newsletter. So if you click on social media, you've got here, you got the Facebook site. I have not the onboarding. So marketing material right here. So you have the marketing center, and you can go right here to US market. And like I said, Exoticca has sites tailored for each one of our markets. The UK site looks differently than the Australia site, than the US site, than the Mexico site. But guess what? We all have access to it, which is really awesome. And then we have all of the assets here. Learning, video resources. You just click on it and look at all of that. We have access. We have these are free tools, guys, that we can use. We can put these on Canva, edit them, make them our own. It's great. So wanted to invite you guys to look at that, not only to take the training, but to know that we do have resources. And I thought it's pretty important to show you where. Back to the booking. All right. So of the trainings, and then I told you a little bit about the app. The app is great because it's going to have the daily itineraries, the flight information. This is going to be really good for your clients to have at their fingertips. If they're like, well, what are we going to do? I'm not sure what we're doing again, because that happened to me a couple times. I'm like, what are we supposed to do tomorrow? And you have it on your phone instead of taking this big itinerary paper with you. All right, let me share with you guys a little bit about my experience. So I wanted to share a little bit about this because it was not as cookie. Anytime you do something, you learn something, right? It's not, no one ever told you, you had to experience it. And now I want to pass on those experiences to you. Now I did the 11-day 9 nights in Greece. So we had the ancient ruins, which was in Athens, Mykonos, Santorini. And so it was really great and fun. Perfect time of year. I highly suggest, if you're going to Greece, that you go in October, because it's right after it's being super hot and all the tourists are gone. So this is a great time, and it's actually affordable because it's less price. And then I picked a superior category, like I talked to you about earlier. 60% is due up front. This secures the flights. I think this is important to note, so that as you're communicating with your clients, that you set the proper expectations. When you have this, they pay the 60% up front and the 40% is due later. Of course, it's going to tell you, the system will tell you when that final payment is due, so you can create like payment arrangements if you like. There's also a link, a payment link, that you can provide to your client, or you can provide that concierge service, right? And pay it for them by getting a credit card authorization form. Transportation and itineraries and transfers. So I'm going to show you a little of this is my itinerary. So how did I get from the airport to my hotel? I received a transfer. Well, our flight was delayed. It was delayed. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, how is the person that's picking me up? How is the person that's picking me up going to know? Um, so that's all taken care of by Exotica. How refreshing. Literally, you guys pay and you go, and everything's taken care of because they curated the package. They have the transportation. The person's doing the transportation. This particular one wasn't, yeah, it was a cab. And sometimes there's private drivers, and they come, and he said he arrived and then he found out that it was delayed. And then he left and then he came back. And I thought, this is amazing. And I'm thinking, usually you're like, I have to figure out how I gotta now you can tell your clients there's an ease of use in case they get afraid if the flight is delayed. Don't worry, Exotica's got you covered, right? And then after that, you go to the meet and greet. And at the meet and greet, you receive all your transfer tickets. So this means we did a ferry ride from Athens to Mykonos, and then another ferry ride from Mykonos to Santorini on different days. Well, the ferry tickets are not digital, or they're not on the phone, they're actual physical tickets. So that was something new that I had to learn through experience. And through that experience, I would think I would want them ahead of time for my client. Well, you don't get them until you arrive. So setting the proper expectation that you're going to have a meet and greet, you're going to meet someone at your hotel. That person is going to give you an envelope and it's going to have your itinerary in it. Now, one thing that I didn't like, and I did talk to some of the Exotica representatives, is that that I didn't have my transfers up front, the times. Like, what time am I supposed to wake up tomorrow for the tour? You don't know that until you get to the actual meet and greet in the destination. And then they have it all outlined for you. So if you have a customer that needs to know everything and they want to know all the whens and the wheres and when they're going to go here and there, and I'm kind of like that, I wanted to know, then they're not going to have that. It's okay. But the knowing allows us as travel agents to set the proper expectation. So knowing that up front and knowing that Exotica's working on it really gave me a sense of security, because I'm like, oh, they're aware. They're aware that this could be a pain point, but it's okay because we can set the proper expectations. Hey, don't you worry. When you get to the hotel, it's going to be all outlined for you. Just get a good night's rest, right? So I went with a client of mine. So I like to do hosted tours or hosted travel. So I went with a friend and client of mine, and she loved the fact that it was pay and go. She literally just bought euros for spending money, tips, shopping, and food. Breakfast is covered every single day, and we also had a dinner included, as you can see on the itinerary. But she was able to bring a little spending money, and that's it. She knew that the transfers were going to be taken care of, which was the ferry. As you can see, this is a huge ferry. It can take cars. It had leather seating, luxuries, 2-hour ride, but it was beautiful. It was great, comfortable. It's got a snack bar. It has restrooms. It was great, and it's very seamless and easy to use. The bus drivers or all the transportation has lead time. They know what time they need to get you to the port, so they allow time for that, and they just tell you what time you need to be downstairs in the lobby, and they pick you up and they get you to your destination. So all of that thinking and running around and trying to figure things out, just leave it to them. So it really allows for a relaxing vacation. So knowing that, now I feel more confident to reach out to other clients and say, you should use Exotica, right? For whatever it is, whatever destination, I feel more confident as a travel agent because I've used them. So that's a little bit about my experience. Are there any questions? Let's see what we got in the chat. When are we going next? I'm actually going again next. I'm going again next October. I posted, like, guys, this is a great lesson. I don't know if I told you guys this yesterday, but I posted in Facebook a picture of me in Greece, and people were like, "Hey, when are you go? When I want to go." So I'm creating a group to go next year. Right. Oh, the travel discount for, okay. So with that and the commission, I can't remember the commit, because this was my trip. What I did was I negotiated. I don't want to get paid commission. Can you cut down the price, less my commission? Right. So I think the commission was like 13% or something like that. I think it's 16. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I should know that if I'm doing the training. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I just cut the price down, less the commissions. That's what they do. And and then when do you get paid your commission? So they pay pretty fast. It's after your trip, so within 30 days after travel. And you pay 40% up, 60% up front, and then 40% later on. Actually, I think you get paid after you finish your 40% payment. And especially on groups, you get paid up front. So there's difference in that. Did you just contact them? Negotiate? Yes. I called to negotiate the cut in my price. And 45 days after booked, and 30 days. Thank you, Kim. And 30 days after you return. Working on the flight. Thanks for asking, Jeanette. On the flight, you secure it up front. And I think being able to secure the flight up front is nice, because you're able to pay that 60%, and then you're able to go to the supplier. You get a ticketing number from Exoticca and go. I use Turkish Airways, for example, and then I went to turkishairways.com, and then I was able to pick my seat because I had my ticketing number. So you have to get that from Exoticca, because they're booking it on your behalf. And then you get that information, and then you can secure your seats ahead of time. So I already had my seats reserved, months before I even went on my trip. After you negotiated the price. Yes. Then I paid my 60% after I negotiated my price. What if you have a group, but people need to leave from different locations? Absolutely. You can work with the group's team with Exoticca to help with you with all of that. And Exoticca is great with response and customer service. So I think you should definitely work with them when it comes to groups. And you get paid, the payments for groups is very different. You don't have to, like I said, it's $250 up front, and there's no 60-40 with groups. So it's probably advantageous for you to attach yourself to a group and go with them, especially if you can get a group of 20, right? Does 2 people still count for a group with the commission payout you mentioned? Yes. So a traditional group for a different payment structure is 10 people. For a group, if you mean just being secured and going on the tour, then it's 2 people. So for your particular tour, they won't cancel the tour if you have at least 2 people. Hopefully that answers your question. So yes, when I was able to negotiate the rate, to make it less, then I split that in two with my client friend. And so she ended up paying less as well. But now she wants me to book a Thailand trip. So it worked out, right? I'm okay. Anita, Sunny, you're in Thailand? Oh, you want to get in on Thailand? Yes, let's go. Yes, yes. How many people count for a group? I think it's 10. Yes, 10. All right. You're welcome, guys. I'm so glad.